Hello everyone, my name is Will Lewis, and today we'll be talking about some changes that need to be made to our education system. School, whether middle, high, or college, can be filled with thrilling experiences and some intriguing challenges. In this adventure we have come to call school, it is a guide we've used to guide us since elementary school. It has led us astray, the 5-letter grading system. I have been a student in school since my early life, and I've come to learn a lot about the grading system and its ineffectiveness and flaws. I assume most of you are also familiar with school and the 5-letter grading system seen before. I encourage all of you to listen to some of the many flaws in our schools and some effective ways to grade our country's young adults and our future workers. So in short, the 5-letter grading system commonly used in many schools across the U.S. is inefficient and should be replaced by a competency-based grading system. In a second, I'll be going over the problem areas with the 5-letter grading system, proposing a solution to this issue, and providing the benefits if the change were to occur. Next slide. Identifying a problem in our schools. The 5-letter grading system is ineffective, outdated, and can be demoralizing. First, we must identify a problem. The current most common grading system uses letters A, B, C, D, and F to evaluate a student's performance. However, this often falls short of capturing the full capabilities of a student. It greatly oversimplifies a complex learning journey into mere letters of an alphabet. This neglects how an individual progresses. It can also be very demoralizing of students who fall ever so slightly short of an A or even B. It also fails to provide constructive feedback to improve said grade, and yet the largest problem is the lack of consistency. In her article titled "The Problem with Grading," Lori Hugh writes about how most schools across the country there is no consistency about what might be included in the grade and what is left out. Even many teachers who teach the same subject in the same school and teach the same grade levels suffer through this. She calls this grade fog. It is asking too much information out of a simple letter. So what can we do about it? Our solution. We need to shift towards implementing a competency-based approach. We simply need to shift towards a competency-based approach. This sort of approach would center on evaluating the students based on their mastery of certain skills and knowledge. This would allow for more accurate representation of their capabilities instead of general knowledge on certain topics. This type of system acknowledges that learning is not a one-and-done process and that you are always continuously learning. Instead of focusing on achieving a particular grade, we can allow students to focus on mastery of skills that they might need and use one day. It can also save time for busy students who might have jobs or internships. UTA Online states competency-based grading focuses on mastery, but if one student masters a subject that might take another student 4 months to complete, it saves that one student time while it allows the other student to keep learning. The benefits. A competency-based grading system would better determine students' strengths and weaknesses. It would be more fair and equal to students in how it perceives them, and provides a better learning mentality. These are just some of the few benefits that we could use to more effectively show a student's strengths and weaknesses. It promotes more equal evaluation of students, as students would be assessed based on their comprehension and application of their knowledge learned. Lastly, this shift encourages a better learning mentality, since it emphasizes the importance of continuously learning and improvement rather than a piece of paper with a bunch of letters on it. Matthew Richard, a professor from Cornell, stated that all students showed improvement in their performance when competency-based grading was implemented in his physics class. The largest group of students who benefited were women. With this information, you can now make the informed decision of whether or not to support this new grading system that is already being implemented in some universities and high schools. In conclusion, I believe our education system stands at a crossroads, and the 5-letter grading system is an outdated checkpoint. If we can acknowledge its limitations and learn to embrace a new competency-based approach, we can pave the way for a whole new generation of learners by abolishing the 5-letter grading system and installing a more efficient and student-centered competency-based grading system. We can hit the refresh button on our education system. With a student-centered approach to education, we can teach the next generation to want to love learning. We must prioritize growth and the desire to always be learning over stagnation. We must navigate the journey of knowledge with confidence and purpose. Thank you. Any questions?